And we are live with Session 7 of Out of the Abyss. And last week, there was a bit of trouble. Who would like to remind us what happened?
Well,
Come on, Drow.
we started off in tense negotiations with the fish people, who apparently were not particular fans of Bibblebloop the Enlightened. And then, so we got into a little bit of fisticuffs with them. They were trying to capture us with nets. And then the Drow showed up. By that I mean one Drow and one Drider, who very nearly killed me, and then eventually we managed to drive off the fish people and kill off the Drider and the Drow, and took a sending stone from him. So that we'll be seeing what shows up in the mail in the next few days.
The fish people had knocked out Bupito, right, I think?
Oh, they knocked out Boop
And
people?
were going to try to drag him away, but you
We
guys
managed
managed to shake him loose. So a few of the fish people hopped into the river and presumably swam to safety, while you guys then skirted around and found another way in because Shushar indicated that if they escaped and warned the guards, there was probably no point in trying getting through the guard gates. So instead you did a slow path through some Zerkwood rafts around the lake and managed to find, or he managed to lead you anyway, to a place that was relatively safe and isolated.
How diverse does the city seem?
You did not spend a lot of time out, and it is dark in there. What you did manage to see in the brief time between getting to the docks and into the building was mostly fish people. And there had been no time to go exploring or anything or any recon or anything like that.
So there were no spots of light, so no outside of establishments or anything like that. And we didn't see any, or we didn't see only a few of non fish people.
You didn't see any. Right?
So
You did not see many people at all, and of those, all of them were fish people.
Okay, so as far as we know, it's not diverse at all. And we didn't see any spots of light or anything like that? No establishments?
There were a few glowing things off in the distance, but nothing that you were able to see with any details.
Okay.
Right, you guys on the far right side, eastern side of the map, kind of put to shore around here, and he led you along the webbing, netting, fence this way and into the building.
And is this just kind of like an empty structure, or like an abandoned house, or what are we?
Yeah, this is an empty structure. A lot of these. Here, let me give you a description. So it looks like a massive tangle of reeds stretching up and into the darkness. A lot of these buildings are almost like hollow tubes that have been built upward. There are a whole lot of rickety and ramshackle rope bridges and plank bridges that cross at multiple levels in different places. So you can go from building to building through a roundabout path without ever touching the ground. Or you can stay on the ground. Yeah, there was that. So they stretch also from left to right. On the right-hand side, these are rope nettings for bridges with a lot of sharp bits woven into it. So it looks like it would be dangerous to try to crawl through the netting, right? You'd probably be cutting yourself on something. There are places on the pathway where the guards can open up sections to let people in and out, and this particular building is really close to one of those. So when you came in, he kind of guard you around, but you can look out and see the guards are mostly worried about looking outward when they're here. They don't seem to bother this building at all. Right now I have the lighting turned off so you can actually see what's going on.
Are we at the bottom of a multi-floored building, or is it this building just doesn't seem to have that many additional layers?
This particular building has 3 levels. You are currently at the bottom, but the whole building seems to be abandoned. And here's where the 2 guards that you can see, and they are pretty much, standing at attention, but looking outward. You guys managed to get into the building without drawing any attention there.
Well, I think I'm gonna take a look up top. I think that might be a little bit wise. See if I can get a lay of the land.
And I believe it was morning-ish relative when you guys showed up.
Gotcha.
So it is still that time of day. You haven't had a chance. I believe you took a rest last night, right after the fight? Or have you not taken a rest yet?
We have not, or I haven't.
I don't think we took a long rest yet.
Or not a short. We haven't taken
No,
a short
that's right.
rest
You
either.
guys rushed to get through the rafts and in.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you wish to take a short rest, you can. Or you can take a long rest and start over from here.
A long rest would probably be best, I think.
Yeah, I will say I am pretty spent on any sort of arcane abilities I might have. One of which I should mention is I do have the ability to change my appearance, so that might be particularly helpful in this this village here.
Does changing your appearance change what you're wearing?
Might actually be able to negotiate some of them.
I believe so. It's disguise self, so I think that
Also find out if any of our NPCs are familiar with this town, and let them tell us about it, what they know.
Everybody gives you blank looks, except Shushar. We follow the deep mother. Sorry, the sea mother. I have a name for her. Just gotta figure out where it went.
And that party that we ran into, is that the typical sort of attitude of your folk towards outsiders, or is that sort of uncommon?
That
We were to
is
walk.
uncommon. We do trade with others from time to time when they come in. When I was here last, they were not capturing people.
Does your sea mother enjoy living sacrifices?
No, she is a scavenger deity. If we visit the shrine, it is appropriate to give an offering of things that you have found that may have been previously discarded.
It's actually kind of nice. I like that. I call it foraging myself, but
Treasure hunting.
The sea mother is Blipdul Poop.
little
Not even gonna try and remember that one.
dull pulp.
Well, just about everything we have is stuff that we've just kind of found.
That is correct.
Well, some of it is stuff we stole or took off of those we killed, which I suppose God of Scavengers may not care much for the difference there.
If you wish to rest, I will go do some looking around.
So, do you know why, as soon as you introduced yourself, it tried to capture you?
I do not.
I would be wary about going to. Do you know who they were? Were they city guard? Were they some particular house or clan, or were they?
I think the Drow got here before us.
I do not. Nothing that they had stood out.
Well, you should be careful. Maybe disguise yourself or use another name if you're going to look around. Because if they wanted to capture you, it seems likely enough to me that any others would want to capture you as well.
But my name is the only one I have.
What if you scavenged another one? You went out, you found another name, and now you're going to use that one for a little while.
But how would I look for one?
Oh well, we've got a few other ones lying around here. Ront, Stool, Seraph. They could probably lend you their names for a little while.
I think you could be. I think you could be a Bill. I think Bill fits quite nicely.
And though
Some
I can't
big
pull it
shit
off,
go.
when he talks, it is very like gurgling, kind of like a merman from the old He-Man cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Moist.
Same did the others when they spoke too. It was the same type of thing. It's almost like his vocal cords think he's underwater, so it sounds that way.
Well, you speak better Common than I do Koatoa, so I think you're
I'm
doing
nodding.
just fine.
Like, yep.
All right. So who is resting? Who needs to rest? Who is not resting?
I need to rest.
I am fine with a short rest, but
Yeah,
I'm
I'm also fine with the short rest, but I need that at least.
Yeah, I'm.
Long rest here.
I would not mind a long rest myself, but I'm fine to keep moving if we want to do that too.
All right. Well, if
I would like to pop up to the top floor here to just get
Okay.
my eye on our surroundings just for safety.
Now, even though you can see the whole map, it is dark in here, so your dark vision applies. So your field of vision is, let's see if this is to scale.
much smaller.
Yeah, so the 120 feet you can see kind of out to here. Buildings start to get in the way, obviously.
As I go up through the other floors, does it look pretty empty?
Yeah, it looks like somebody lived here, but not in at least a few months.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pop up to the top. I'm just kind of like looking around, seeing what the activity nearby is. If there's like any establishment where there's like people going, or
Yeah.
denizens of this town going in and out like a lot. Like if there's any, that might be like an inn or some other sort of store or something like that. Just trying to get a sense of like if there's, what's homes and what's like maybe businesses or other sort of.
Are you going to spend a little time, or just like a real quick, what do you immediately see?
I think Balls would probably kind of pop up to the roof and kind of just sit silently for a while, just kind of scouting the area. So I think he's fine to sort of sit and take it all in.
Okay.
Let his eyes adjust as much as possible.
And I hear somebody else starting to say something.
I said he was just being such a cat.
Yeah, gotta get up to the high spot.
And then just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
You happen to find a box.
Does he fit?
There's just this mug just sitting right on the edge of the roof.
Cats always fit in the box, even if they don't.
They are made of water.
So you have the advantage here in the fact that without any light around you, people can't see you.
Yep.
You have noticed, though, that the fish people somehow seem aware of you when you are close enough to them. Being on the upper story, though, you generally don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I was kind of getting that sense during combat that they could sense me.
Yeah. You count as invisible to anybody that relies on dark vision, and they can see invisible people, sense invisible people.
No, you're one fucking special class feature, and it's.
They also can sense people on the ethereal and things like that if they're within spatially close distance.
That's crazy. I gotta read about Koatoa after this.
They're such weird little guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played with them, so it's really cool.
So you notice through this time that there are some small groups of Koatoa moving around, and they almost move like a school of fish, right? Anytime there's a group of them together, they stay fairly closely packed, and when one moves, when one takes a left step, they all seem to take the left step if they're traveling in a group that way. You, in the short distance that you can see, you don't see any Koatoa sitting still for the most part. You see at one point in time somebody goes out to talk to the guards, and while they're talking to the guards, they are walking around in circles, and the guards are following them in circles, right? Even the guards aren't necessarily staying still. They are pacing back and forth, but for the most part, their attention is outward.
Yes.
Let's see.
A lot of mannerisms to keep in mind if you ever try to disguise yourself.
Yeah. One thing that is also something strange that you just now realize, you can see these Koatoa, they don't have eyelids, right? They have black eyes, bulbous fish eyes. They don't have eyelids. Shushar does. Shushar, his eyes are more humanoid-ish.
Oh, weird.
For whatever reason. And they don't actually explain what that reason is.
He's enlightened, I guess.
So, Shushar, you always, kind of been... Where'd you learn common, I guess, is what I'm asking. You seem fairly different from the rest of the fellas here.
It came to me. I had a dream, and in the dream, I was able to understand and speak this language.
Well, that is mighty convenient. Hell yeah.
Did that pop up for everybody?
Yep.
Yeah, so Shushar has eyelids and,
And he, blinks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whereas your normal Koatoa...
Yeah. Way more fish-like.
It's probably just because he's an NPC that you hang out with, but
It's like, how do we make this NPC different than all of the monsters? I know, eyelids.
yeah.
Oh, man. He scavenged the eyelids.
So while you are spending a little bit of time, you notice two particular encounters. One of which is coming from the east. There is several, for lack of better term, surface dwellers being escorted by a couple Koatoa. They don't seem to be captives. They are walking freely, and when they get to the gates, they separate the net so that they can come in. And when they come in, they follow. Let me see if I'm on the. Make sure I'm on the right layer. They follow this particular route downward and then that way. And not long after that, you notice a small cart, probably Duragar perhaps, pulling a cart with wagons. It looks like they may be merchants, but they do not have an escort, and when they get close to the gates, the guards ambush them pretty much and capture them and call reinforcements. And reinforcements seem to arrive relatively quickly.
So these surface dwellers, those are like not Underdark creatures. Those were something native to the...
We'll say not fish people.
Not fish people. Okay.
Were they like actual service dwellers or like drow?
Not particularly drow, no, but they were humanoids, just land-based humanoids.
Gotcha.
Maybe that's a better descriptor.
No, that's fine. It's just very specific difference.
Yeah, they're varied races with this group of Koatoa, but the Koatoa were the only fish people present.
Did they lose their escort once they came inside the city walls, or did
No,
the
they
escort
stayed with the escort.
stayed with them?
But it looks like the two Duragar are captured by at least a dozen fish people. We'll say there was a horn of some sort, so within a minute or so, they, coming from further the west and to the guard gate there.
And am I noticing, like, as I'm seeing, like, Koatoa kind of walking around, and then these ones that are operating more like guards, are they like dressed any different? Do they have anything on them, or like the people who were escorting, were they like marked in any way, or is it hard to tell?
No, the escorts and the Koatoa you can see are pretty much all dressed the same. Some of them are carried. The equipment might be a little different, and I will let you know there. Your base Koatoa generally carry a spear and a net or two hanging like from their waist. Some of them, like the one you fought, are unarmed. Their clothing is very similar, like long tunics for most of them, but the ones that are unarmed seem to be more freedom of movement conscious, right? Slit in a spot to where it won't restrict leg movements or punching and stuff like that. For effects, they are monk-like, so their clothing represents the fact that they would be in hand-to-hand combat.
Gotcha.
There are another set that seem to carry a large... Let's see, do I have a picture of this staff? Almost like a polearm, that's maybe 3 or 4 feet long, and at the end is not quite a fork, but it kind of branches off into a Y that is hooked on either side, so it may be like a grabbing implement.
A man catcher.
Yeah, man catcher.
Or fish catcher, as the case may be.
You know what? You got a point.
A thing catcher.
Is that a thing? Catch it. Are we chilling here for a long rest then, or are we moving?
I don't see anything urgent to do, and it seems like there's a decent chance if we leave this building, we get into a fight, so we should probably be ready for that possibility. Yeah, long rest, I think.
Yep, you can take a long rest.
Right.
And during said long rest,
You're eaten by fish people.
you are eaten by fish people. No, you're not eaten by fish people.
Oh no, do I get to take the confirm long rest button?
Yes, you can confirm the long rest. I need to find the right... Gotta remember where this description is. Let's see, there's 4 of you present. Alright, Obzam and Zahn'dohr.
Mm-hmm.
While you do get your long rest, your sleep is troubled with fitful, strange dreams of disturbing images. You catch glimpses of dark shadows moving and reaching towards you as you wander lost through an endless maze of tunnels. Oily tentacles slide and brush up against you, while a great buzzing and howling rises in the distance. Suppurating wounds burst open in clouds of spores or crawling masses of maggots or insects. And at the end of your rest, you both bolt awake in a very cold sweat.
This plane sucks. Like, you don't sweat on the astral plane.
Not inclined to disagree with you at this particular moment. Well, my first... If Zahn'dohr seems like equally disturbed in the morning, then I'm gonna bring up the topic of my dreams, and if we can figure out that we both have the same dream, then that immediately sets me to thinking that we're up against some kind of supernatural force there. And so I'm just gonna be going through all the stuff we've looted in the past few days, trying to figure out what we have that's cursed, which might be nothing, but that's what I'm looking for.
I don't know if there's anything we would have that we have both taken.
If you compare notes, your dreams weren't identical. The subjects of the dreams appeared in both, though. The tentacles, the wounds, but the circumstances surrounding them were unique to each of you.
So you said the magic word of tentacles. So this is clearly a mind flayer ploy. It's that guy from the other day, whose name I didn't bother to learn because he's a monster. It's him.
That is possible, yes.
Yeah. Well,
He's trying to do something, and I don't trust it. They enjoy eating the brains of sentient creatures. Now, I know some of you around here may not pass exactly. Looks in the general direction of, air quotes, our awakened comrade.
and here I thought you were going to look at the mushroom who doesn't have a brain, but
You know what? That's a good point. I think my eyes go over him, but because he's a mushroom, he just looks like part of the scenery.
I see.
It's
I
just
see.
like, you know, we're talking, and I gaze to look at our Kuatoa companion, but it's just like, yep, there was a mushroom there. Whatever. There's mushrooms all over the place down here.
So all when you're talking about like some of you weren't even counting him in the you. So there you go.
No, but he does have a purpose, unlike several of these other companions. That part he only thinks to himself.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not sure what to do about the.
Besides blaming the Illithids, because it's obviously their fault,
Many things are, yes.
is there something that I would know would be possible to be doing this? Like if there's another Underdark creature that would nearby that lives perhaps in this area?
You are not aware of any Underdark creatures that spread dreams.
Cool. I'm sure there are some in the astral, but we're not in the astral, so that's fine.
Right. In the astral, there's probably quite a few aberrant creatures that do that type of thing.
Yeah.
But even Falls could probably confirm that in the Underdark, that's not a very common thing.
It's like Australia, where things are already awful.
When you guys do wake up, Shushar is not there.
For those taking the short rest or the long rest?
Long rest.
Long rest.
Okay.
Sure decided to go somewhere.
Look over to Falls and see if he's got. Like, he was the one that was doing some scouting last night, air quotes. You see anywhere where he would have gone?
He did mention that he would go out and scout a little bit while you guys rested.
Look, he might just be out. Or he might have been killed. Alright, well, I guess Falls wouldn't mind taking another look out the top, see if there's
I could
anything that's changed since.
He'll go ahead and put up the hood on his Pawafwi cloak just to kind of and try to just be a little bit stealthy.
After about 10 minutes or so, nothing seems to have changed. You do still see the occasional Kuatoas or groups of them, small groups of them, moving around the city. You see a lot more activity on the other side of this, inlet.
Over here.
Layer. On the other side of this inlet, you do see some more activity than what you do see on this particular side. You seem to be in a less populated section of the town, if town you want to call it. But after about 10 minutes or so, you do notice because he is not a very stealthy person. Shushar looks like he is trying to avoid attention from places. Whenever there's a group of Koatoa moving around, he kind of drifts a bit further away from them. And a couple of times that's weird. A couple of times he walks towards a building and accidentally or purposefully bumps into it before correcting his direction of travel until he is back in the building.
Interesting.
So his blind senses, I guess, are...
And he comes in very cautiously, glancing over his shoulder as he creeps in, and he seems to have a sack. And in the sack, he sets it down and spreads it open, and there is food.
Oh, that's good.
Well, all right. Thank you there, Shushar. What kind of food is it?
Various plant matter, but edible plant matter.
Standards for cuisine have lowered.
So, Shushar, if we were to go walk around in this town, would we, that would probably not be wise, or would we need an escort?
It would not be wise to go alone. If small groups go out, I can stay with you. They seem to ignore groups that have at least one Koatoa with them.
Very well.
But we should, for the most part, stay away from the center. There seems to be a new shrine that I do not understand.
A new shrine. What does it look like?
It has a dead ray with dead octopus on it. They seem to be collecting blood there. This is strange.
Not so much of a scavenger deity, then.
This was not to blip do poop. Her shrine is still active.
Now, you said there that they were collecting blood. How were they going about that?
It pours into a... he kind of holds his arms out. It says a weird sounding word, but he seems to be miming a bowl of some sort.
Right, but how are they getting that blood? Are they giving it freely, or are they?
It's for they had a dead manta ray, or a dead ray, right? They were.
They are killing people.
Oh, they're killing people. Oh, I misunderstood there.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
Classic.
There was and he
other
stops to...
Koatoa, or
No.
or
He stops to think. I do not know what the creature was. Like the people on the webs that we met. There was one of those recently slain.
little goblin fella.
Did you spot a place where we can maybe buy a wine skin or two, a water skin or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever?
Yes. I can lead a small group. We can get some supplies.
Yeah, that would be great. I could, so Shushar, I do have the ability to cast a spell to take on the appearance of another individual. So I was thinking I might fashion myself into a fellow fish person if you think that might help our passage through your city here.
It may.
I also do not speak the language, obviously, so that could be a problem.
Yes, and close inspection would probably note the difference.
Yes, your kind certainly does have a, I don't know, fourth sense about them. So maybe it's best I appear as I am.
Also, it is not uncommon for contact to go ignored. My people move around when sleeping.
Alright. And I don't suppose there's any chance of finding weapons or armor or anything of that nature here?
Yes, there are still places that do have trade. It is just the traders have become limited recently.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to visit one of those. I wouldn't mind picking up maybe some tools. There
Armor
might-
might be tricky, but I suppose if they do a lot of scavenging, then they might have something useful to us. Ah, yes. They captured some Dwergar not long ago. I presume their personal effects might soon be on the market, and Dwergar armor is, of course, inferior to proper Dwarven armor, but it should fit at least.
Well, whoever's going, we need water skins, and I'd like a warhammer. But other than that,
Alright. Yes,
let's
I'll
think about things.
go through and see what we can trade away. Besides the money, of course.
I will produce that 10 gold that I looted like forever ago.
Alright. I will add that to the coin purse of holding, which now contains a total of about 250 gold worth of coins. A lot of that is in copper and silver, but
That suddenly makes me feel like I should have just kept that 10 euros.
I mean, we could split it up. You only keep the
Apparently
10
I
gold?
missed something.
Oh yeah, we looted some. The Drow had some money on them.
Yeah, the Drider.
No, it's whatever. I don't actually. Money is such a, material plane thing to need.
So gauche, so material plane.
You capitalist. Yeah, I think I'd be good to stretch my legs and walk around here if you'll be our guide, Dushar.
When he
Yes.
said small groups, how small it is reasonable to go around?
If we have me and he looks at Falls, you impersonating, we could probably do 6 or 7 others.
What?
Just be careful and don't talk to people and follow me.
Fair enough.
So we leave all of the non-PC NPCs.
Sure.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm sure Ron will be great for negotiations.
I mean, I don't know how well it would work out, but bringing the you can talk to everybody Mushroom Man would be helpful for negotiations, but I don't know how well it would work out for
True.
everybody else that we leave behind being able to get along and talk to each other.
Having a weird thing like spontaneously manifesting telepathy might draw too much attention as well.
Yeah, I'm
Little
happy to
concerned,
leave them here, and
Yep. All right. Well,
okay, we'll be back. You guys will stay here and just chat amongst yourselves, and they can't communicate with each other.
Well, at the very least, I do think taking advantage of the spores, so we could at least right here, so we could talk to each other, telepathically. That's how it works, right? Is it a telepathic?
Yeah, it's a
communication?
telepathic thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we could talk to each other without saying anything out loud then.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that might help us out a little bit.
Sure.
And that lasts about a watch, or
An
half
hour.
a watch.
An hour. All right. So we'll get the spores online, get the crew together, and head out to see what we can trade for.
Sounds like a plan. As long as Stool is fine offering some of those fine spores.
We will. Oh yeah, still will. He'll hit everybody up at the same time. That way he doesn't have to do it a second time. And we will be passing by the shrine of the Sea Mother. It would stand out not to.
Yes. All right.
All right. Falls will, before he walks out the door, Falls will kind of say a few words, do a gesture, and you'll see his appearance change to that of pretty similar looking to one of the guards that was standing outside the wall.
Do you have eyelids?
No.
Okay, this is a very important question, apparently.
Yeah.
It's actually just two different breeds of Kuotoa, the eyelidded and the eyelidless.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. He's like the Sneeches.
Yeah.
And I will do my best to sort of mimic that sort of walking movement I have noticed.
Okay.
Without-
Alright, who is going so we can put yourself out near Shushar?
My token still thinks I have 8 hit points, which is interesting, but character sheet says the right thing, so I should be okay.
The tokens are not linked to the character sheet, so when one is adjusted, the other is not. It just shows the max.
Oh, I chose 8 out of 28, which is what I had at the start of the session, but
Yeah, so if you did a rest on the character sheet, it wouldn't automatically affect the token.
weird. Okay.
It
I don't know how it
is.
got to 8 then.
There I am. Never mind.
Alright. But yeah.
I keep clicking into the details to change the icons because I noticed that I have a few that are still glowing from fairy fire that shouldn't be.
And then somehow Iris is persuaded not to try to mess with everything that is going on here.
Alright, so Shushar, did you want to take any of the NPCs with you?
No, I don't think any of them would be really helpful unless anyone's like jumping to be included. Then I think we're fine. We'll leave it and be.
So long as are they armed and armored, or are they all?
They all have weapons of some sort and armor of some sort. Not great, but something.
Okay, as long as they're not just, a dozen defenseless babes.
No, Shushar is the only one that is not defensive, but he's pacifist, so he doesn't fight back. So he leads you around. I am going to move you as a group here.
Thank you.
Down, and then over this way. And here is the shrine of the Sea Mother.
All right, Falls will pull out one of those grease jars he got from those goblins and place it at the foot of the statue.
It is a 9-foot tall statue. It's do I have a? No, I don't have a handout for this one. Its body is roughly carved from some kind of wood in the shape of a humanoid female. Its head and forearms formed from the severed head and claw of giant albino crayfish. These parts are lashed on with strands of gut and emit an overpowering stench of rotting shellfish. Shells, brightly colored stones, mushrooms, and rotting fish are all piled at the statue's feet and strung in garlands around its neck. There are 4 stern Koatoa slowly circling the statue, alert and on guard, and while a few others mill about, gazing up at the statue or bowing repeatedly while chanting. And Shushar walks up to the pile and seems to pause for a moment and then starts to convulse, and he regurgitates onto the pile.
Xander throws up. Like, that's one of the most disgusting displays he's ever seen, and he can't take that.
Does that count? Is that his offering?
Do you do it onto the pile or just out there?
So I'm gonna roll some Constitution real quick to see if I can make it to the pile.
I'm gonna see him starting to throw up, and I'm gonna be like, gonna just start pushing him. Okay, do it over there.
Yep.
Let's get you to the toilet.
With a 15, I feel like I confidently.
You can make it to the pile, yes. And the guards that are circling give you approving nods.
That's.
Let's back up. Okay, let's back up so we can breathe.
I fucking hate this plane.
No, I really can't blame you for that one. This is especially bad.
Yeah, I'll put the jar, or I'm debating whether it'd be better to like pour some of the contents out since there's like some vomiting going on. Maybe I'll do that. I'll try to pour some of the grease.
One for your homies.
Yeah, pour one out. Just pour one out for bleep to pulp.
Yeah, it looks like the offerings don't really get cleaned up. At some point, they just kind of pile up and eventually decay and maybe get washed away if there's instance of water coming up or anything like that, but nobody seems to come and clear it off.
Cool, I'll pour a little bit of grease out on top of the vomit and take a step back because it smells pretty bad.
Yeah, and after that, Shushar again starts to lead you away.
You said God of Scavengers. I was assuming, like, looting, but no, just scavengers, vultures, or fish, as the case may be. Ugh.
That was the first time that's ever happened. I hate it.
And he leads you around into this building over here.
That's the first time it's ever happened. Clearly, you're not drinking enough.
I don't feel dehydrated.
That is considered a very, very personal offering and a sincere show of faith.
Great. Now, a devotee of a... And he doesn't have anything to say. He just motions back towards that.
That. Whatever that was. All right, well.
Let's see here. Were all of you in range? Yeah, within 60 feet or so. So you would have seen the Shrine of the Deep Father, so.
Is it time for wisdom saving throws?
That looks a lot cooler than it was described.
I will give you a brief description there. It consists of a large hide cut roughly in the shape of a manta ray, stretched out on cords between two support poles. A dead, splayed-out manta ray is pinned to the center of the hide. Two dead octopuses are draped across the top, their tentacles pinned and artfully arrayed, their heads tied together and painted with red and blue pigments. And the stone altar below the idol seemed to be stained dark with blood as well.
Is the Deep Father something that any of us might know about?
History check?
Probably religion.
I don't know if you even qualify to roll there, but
No, it's a relatively new thing here. Even Shushar doesn't know about it.
okay.
Cool.
But we know that we don't know about it.
Yes.
I mean, not that we're scholars of Underdark fish people.
Rukook might have an inkling if you relay it to him, since it is seemingly a religious icon of some sort.
All right. Well, I'll be honest, I don't particularly care what the fish people have decided to start worshipping this week. I think we have some trading to get done, and then we should try to leave before we're bled out into a bucket.
But yeah, when you get in here, there's a couple Koatoa seeming to, the way their counter space is, they can freely do circles behind the counter space. And they have a few things on display, but seemingly there's a door, so presumably more stuff is behind the door in a different room.
All right. Well,
this is Glug and Glog.
Glug and Glog. Should we talk to them, or would it be better to let you do the talking?
They speak my language. If you can talk to them, you may.
Well.
And Glug in Undercommon, right? They speak Undercommon? I forgot already. I think it is Undercommon. Yeah, Undercommon's the only thing they speak. They start to greet you in Undercommon. It has been some time since we have had traders in here. Ever since the... And he starts to say Deep Father. You get the deep on there, but then he cuts off. Ever since they have gained prominence, traders have diminished.
How long ago has that been?
Within a few weeks.
Few weeks. Is that why the... Huh. That was probably why the Dwergar were captured by the gates. They expected they would be let in for trade, and instead they were captured by the servants of the Deep Father.
And it's probably why they were trying to capture us. Falls will say telepathically.
Yeah, good. So I was also talking telepathically to the party there, but yeah.
If someone wants to ask if either of these fine fish folk have thieves' tools, something to pick locks with, I'd be interested in purchasing that. I think it might come in handy.
Yes. Certainly would have come in handy before. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Glug and Glog. Yes, it seems that there have been some unsightly changes in town, but that does not bother us. We are hardy folk and good traders, and we are interested in seeing what the fine Koatoa of the Dark Lake have to offer. I'm definitely not going to bring up that we are escaped Drow slaves. That would be a terrible thing to tell anyone.
I'm a devout worshiper. Well, I shouldn't say that here. Never mind.
We are definitely traders from the surface who just came down here to trade with these guys specifically. And I'm going to, start asking them what they have available, what kind of stuff they're interested in. Like, start pulling out the couple of things I've got, like the Onyx dog figurine and a couple of those rings that we found, and try to get an idea of like what kind of goods they want to trade for. Are they interested in shiny things, useful things, magic things, and also checking if they have like Warhammer, a maul. I'd like one of those. Some thieves' tools. See if they might have armor or anything like that. Oh yeah, some water skins, of course.
All right. So you're willing to give up. Which magic items are you willing to give up?
The Onyx dog figurine. We've also got some flasks of Drow poison. We've also got the matching rings with bloodstones that we got a little while ago.
There's that other half of the sending stone that they could make into a new god.
I don't want the Drow hunting us down to start talking to these people through a rock. That seems like a bad idea. Also, I'm kind of curious what message is going to get sent to the sending stone.
Oh, it's 100% more useful for us to hold on to it, but it just paints a funny idea.
It would be very funny if we just took a sending stone with the Drow mage on the other side and put her inside of the Deep Father. Like, it starts speaking, they start speaking back. She just starts getting like these inane prayers every day. Yeah, and also, of course, we've got money and some gems.
Yeah, I've got a flawed carnelian gemstone as well.
The flawed carnelian, I believe, was worth 10 gold.
Yeah, I have that written down.
There were 3 gems we got off the Drider. I don't know what they're worth.
Gemstone. Those were worth... Types of treasure here. You had in there 2 sardonyx and 1 onyx, and they indicate that those are worth 50 gold pieces each. You can keep them as gems if you want, or convert it to cash. They are willing to do that.
Okay, well, may as well convert them. Easier that way. So this isn't like a barter economy type place. They handle they do everything in cash here.
Stuff that is convertible to cash, they will convert to cash. Gemstones are pretty much worth what they're worth.
All right,
it's D&D.
Yeah. We don't want to get too deep into the economics here. We leave that for Traveler.
For the items, that is different. The where is it here? They show great interest in the dog. Not so much in the ring set, because their hands don't exactly match, right? So it's a lot of the value is not necessarily the materials, but the appearance of it as well. So they don't seem too interested in that ring set. The dog, however, seems to show great... it gets them excited. Do you describe what it does?
The poison?
No, the dog.
Oh, the dog. Yes. I'll describe what that does. Yeah, it's a. You speak the command word, and we'll transform into a hound, which will obey your commands. Do you know what hounds are? Furry creatures about yay high. Good sense of smell. Very loyal.
Yes, we have seen them before. Not often, but accompanying people. This is a great amount, though we do not have enough, I think, to purchase this.
Well,
However,
to tell the truth, I'm more interested in buying than selling. If you have something to offer in trade.
we have equipment handcrafted here, so most equipment in the gears list they do have. You can get the water skins, you can get pretty much anything else. Bags. Weapons, they have a limited selection of weapons. Most of them are spears, those weird man catchers. They do have, let me see here.
Any two-handed weapons or?
Two-handed. What specific do you have?
Or I'd like them. I'd like a maul and also a warhammer for Rukook.
We'll say there's a 20% chance they have a maul. No maul. No warhammer either.
Okay. All right. And I guess thieves' tools available?
Yes, we do have some of those.
All right. I think those are. Check. I think they're 50 gold.
And maybe see if they've got some bandages, like a first aid kit, something like that.
Medicine kit, yeah.
Oh yeah, they have those.
All right. Spent a few gold on
I'll be right back. I'm going to get a snack.
such. 50 for the. Okay, get the thieves' tools, water skins, medicine kit. Five. All right, and armor? Armor seems like a stretch here, but
they have up to chain. A few of that. A lot of leather, hide.
Okay.
But no plate, nothing heavy, no heavy armor.
Oh, chainmail's heavy.
Chain.
Okay. Chainmail's like. Oh no, chainmail is pretty significantly better than what I got. So.
But they do have medium armor varieties: half plate, breastplate, scale mail, chain shirt.
Well, we probably couldn't afford half plate without trading the dog figurine for it. That's real expensive. But let's see. Did anyone else need any other gear? I mean, we're not getting the weapons we need here.
I wouldn't mind upgrading my armor either to scale or a breastplate.
I'm basically good, except for food. But I doubt we'll find any food that doesn't suck here.
I mean, there are probably fresh fish, which those won't keep long though. All right. Well.
Yeah, maybe scale armor for me if they've got it.
Disadvantage on stealth from scale.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, breastplate is the one that doesn't.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah,
But
breastplate. I know that's a lot more expensive, but
yeah,
if they got
it
it,
is.
400 or something.
Yeah, it's 400. All right, so we could swap them to dog figurine, but I assume do they have like a rough equivalent exchange they'd offer for the dog figurine?
They are talking amongst themselves quietly, trying to basically suggest to each other what they could offer for it that wouldn't be outright ripping you off.
Wait a second. Honest?
Damn, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
They don't see the surfers and immediately see how they can part us from our stuff. All right.
It's such a bizarre feeling.
One of them says, I may have something to trade if you are interested in it, but it will take a few moments for me to retrieve it.
Naturally, take your time.
It is something that we acquired, but it is not suitable for our anatomy.
No. What is it?
They are. It is a magical thing that goes around the arms and offers protection.
Bracers of armor. Which can I like put together from their description of my knowledge of the arcane, what exactly they'd be offering there. I mean, it sounds like the
Bracers of
armor.
defense.
Yeah, those are just like permanent mage armor, right?
It's +2 to your AC if you are not wearing armor and not using a shield.
Okay. Stacks with mage armor then. This could certainly be helpful for Zahn. All right. Let's see. Is there any chance we could also get a breastplate out of the deal? So I would like those bracers would be useful to us, but so would a breastplate. Or also, do they have any interest in buying like the Drow poison, like puts people to sleep?
They will offer you 25 gold each, or knock off 25 gold from anything you purchase.
Sure. All right.
And you
in that case, we can go ahead and get both
breastplate.
Yeah. Getting some breastplate, chainmail, and swapping the dog figurine for some bracers of defense. All right, and I think that should be everything. We've got 90 gold left after all that.
Yeah, they do have the breastplate, 400. It can be made to fit, although doing so with falls under disguise is kind of tricky.
I can describe the measurements.
But yeah, they can.
I've got proficiency with Smith's tools, so I should probably be able to like describe appropriately what adjustments need to be made without needing to reference him too closely.
And then while you are talking,
and I guess maybe we can swap in his old chain shirt for a discount as well on the breastplate.
Chain shirt.
Or I have studded leather that I.
Oh, you had studded leather. Okay.
Yeah.
For the studded leather, they will knock off 20 gold.
All right.
And while you are talking, a couple Koatoa come in, and they are carrying 2 warhammers.
Do these look familiar to the Duergar War?
Yes.
You are very right about that.
Excellent timing.
And they come up and they talk to Glog rather, and seem to converse, and he hands them over and then leaves. And Glog waits a moment. I have recently come into possession.
All right. Well, we'll take those as well. I'll go ahead and I assume just paying retail on the
Base
warhammers.
price, yeah.
All right.
And a moment later, Glug comes back with a pair of bracers of defense.
Hey. All right.
These are too valuable for most to purchase them, but I think they are equivalent to trade for the dog.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Pleasure doing business with you. I'll pass over the dog, take the bracers, hand those off to Zahn'dohr. And I think that unless there's someone's about to walk in with a maul, I think that concludes our business.
You stop and look at the door. The door does not answer.
Quick prayer to Tamora, see if it helps. Okay.
If you are around, I shall keep an eye out. We do get equipment sometimes faster than we expect.
Yes, I suppose
I don't think Xander.
not many traders, but the equipment still makes its way here one way or another, I suppose.
What were you saying? You don't think Zahn'dohr what?
Can keep from laughing at that.
Oh.
Sorry, you called me right after I stuck a mouthful of sweetness in there.
Now, you guys cannot read their appearance, their mood, their expression, or whatever, but Shushar seems to find that amusing as well. And in your thoughts, he confers the fact that they are not happy about the situation, but they will take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. As will I right now, purchasing my new warhammers. Although I can't say I'm too sad about a couple of Duergar getting whacked down here.
And
I was quasi-racist.
any water skins you purchase, they will provide full.
All right. I mean,
Dark Lake is not safe to fill them. We have fresh water.
appreciate it. I don't feel it necessary to bring up the fact that we have a cleric who can fill them anyway. But yeah, take that. Thank them for all their assistance, and then get ready to head on back and rendezvous with the group.
You guys go back.
Oh, wait a minute. One more thing. Oh yeah, one more thing.
What?
Do they have any maps or just like information about the location, how we get to some of the other places we were considering going?
Maps. I can ask around. We do have some that work as guides, but they know their own routes. But perhaps some may be willing to part with information.
If there are any who would who are considering it, make sure to feel free to assure them that we do not intend to be setting up any competition. We're just trying to be on our way.
Yes. All right, so now you're going back?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see here.
And I suppose we'll see a couple of Dwergar at the altar on the way back.
We got... no, not yet.
Oh, okay. Taking their time.
Alright, Falls. Falls, you notice, as you're going back, that you seem to have picked up a second tail, besides the one that is attached to you. There is a lone Koatoa following you from some distance.
Are they dressed?
He is dressed.
differently? I will relay this to the group telepathically. I think we have a tail.
Would
I
be
know.
an issue.
Part of your race.
Let me see what he is dressed as.
I could try to lure him to an alley and take care of it. But I'd rather not if we don't have to.
His clothing seems to be a bit more elaborate than the others around. He is wearing a necklace of some sort with several charms and adornments hanging from it, and seems to be carrying a staff of some sort.
Right. Does Shushar recognize those adornments? Are these?
Are you gonna like stop and?
I mean, he's connected to the spores too, right?
Yes, but
Alright.
Shushar hasn't seen them.
Okay.
Falls notices, and Falls can be discreet, but pointing it out and stopping to look, it would be obvious.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm concerned about about going back to our hiding place with while being followed.
Yeah,
That
let's hang a left here. Like go down here. I just want to see if they follow. Is it sort of quieter in this area down here?
Yeah. So you guys are going down this way?
Yeah, I'm just mostly seeing if it'll pull them over there.
Yes. He gets to the corner and does follow you down. You guys are waiting for it?
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, they seem to be following us, so maybe we just let them catch up.
Yeah. Let them,
In a place that we can kind
let
of
him
control.
catch up. Doesn't seem to be traveling with guards, so I think that rules out him being the.
He is not traveling with guards.
Rules out
And
him trying to capture us right now. So.
as he gets there, he stops. What is that? 20 feet away. I thought I recognized you and outsiders. I am Plooploopeen, Archpriest of the Sea Mother, Blibdulpoop. She has answered my prayers by delivering you. If you help us, you will be rewarded for your service.
Help you what?
This is not a place to discuss that.
Well, fair enough. Telepathically, I think we take him. I think we take him back. Talk this out there. I don't think he's about to turn us into the local cult. As we
Yeah, I agree.
I bet you he's upset about this new cult.
Yeah, I noticed. I didn't think much of it at the time, but probably the reason why the statue of Pulp had so many guards around it was because the new ones in town would knock it over if they got the chance.
So you go back to your shack.
Yeah. And I will, it's probably been close to an hour anyway. I will drop my disguise self.
I'm going to stack the NPCs just so they don't take up so much space.
Just copy and paste them all into a single paint so that you can make it into a background montage.
So you get in, and he comes in. And he starts to look around. Yes. There are more of you. Yes, this is good. This is good. Do all of you understand me?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Stool,
I mean,
if you would.
No.
Ask Stool to drop another layer of spores, and then now we do.
Oh no, that is fine. I can fix that myself. And he casts a spell.
Tongues, I assume.
Let's see. He has to touch everybody, so he touches everybody, and then casts tongues.
All right. Toss one of the warhammers to Rukook. Apparently, the Dware guard who came into town last night got an unwelcome reception, and we are the beneficiaries.
Allow me to introduce myself again. I am Plupeen, Archpriest of the Sea Mother, Blibdul Poop. She has sent you to me, I believe, because we have been beseeching her for aid. Our people have, up until recently, lived in harmonious service to the will of the Sea Mother, but there were occasional visionaries who stirred up trouble, and he glances at Shushar with that. But a few weeks ago, Bloplopod, my own daughter, experienced a powerful vision of Limugugun, the Deep Father, proclaiming him the new god of her people. And she has recently been able to back up her claims with great increase in her magical power. So she has attracted many followers. And now we are split in two, fighting amongst ourselves. They are making an increasing number of offerings to the altar, killing blood sacrifices, and this is not our way. So
When he mentioned
Go
the
ahead.
thing about the dreams over our little telepathic conference call, I'll mention, now that I've seen the statue of the Deep Father, that reminds me a lot of that dream we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If you are agreeable, I would like to take you to the shrine of the Deep Father and offer you as sacrifices, and then in the confusion we may strike down my own daughter and her followers and hopefully end this once and for all.
And what would we get in exchange for solving your little religious dispute here?
I do have some supply of wealth amassed.
What are you looking for?
A good question. What are we looking for?
I could really go for a wondrous dog figurine.
Weren't we gonna go look for that tomb?
Yeah, that is another thing we could do instead of this, or in addition to this, eventually. Yeah, but I mean, like, what are we looking for at this point? Like, what do we need before we?
Well, I think right now is I'm focused on getting back to the surface.
Yes. Is there anything we need that would help us do that, or aside from everything we've just purchased? That is.
Yeah, a map, a guide. I mean, I'm kind of a guide, but
Yeah, I mean, most of what we need is
Casual supplies.
yeah.
most of what we need is distance. Get away from the reach of the Drow.
I can arrange to have guides sent with you if you wish, to lead you out of here. I can also... He stops and thinks. Yes, this may help you as well. I have in my home something that was traded many years ago. It is a boat, but it rests in the form of a box.
I've heard of those.
Folding boat across the Dark Lake, I presume, or any other bodies of water we run into down here. Well,
You are know about.
Useful.
sorry, what did you say?
Oh, just saying that could be useful for sure.
Yeah. If
Very
it's gonna
well.
be a vote or something, my vote is sure.
All right. Well, poll the group. Do we have an interest in getting involved in their business here?
Seems to me I wouldn't mind giving a helping hand here. Seems like sacrifice is not always the most pleasing direction for society to take. So I wouldn't mind pushing them back towards Blip. That's her.
The stench is unpleasant, but the less of the sacrifices involved. All right. Well, yes, very well. Seems the options are rather limited for them down here, but see what we can manage. How many of them are there? Did you say? Your daughter and how many others?
Oh, there are many followers, but around her at any given time there won't be that many. And I think once she is, and he again gets a look on his face that you guys can't really read, but once she is dealt with, I think that her cause will lose its following.
Are you not concerned that the dreams may continue, and others might start again?
Perhaps, but we know what to look for now.
Well, fair enough.
I fear that the fact that she is my daughter stayed my hand, and now it went beyond me alone.
Yes, it's a tragic thing to have to when family turns on family. But all right, well, we'll
So you will
Could
help.
be. Yes, I believe we will. Give us a...
Is there anything you need in preparation?
Oh, don't suppose you know where I could find a mall?
What is this mall?
Two-handed hammer. It's not urgent. It was just... had difficulty finding it in the markets.
I may.
Yeah, alright. Is there anything else we would need before? Anyone else got anything to weigh in with there? Doesn't sound like it.
Nothing comes to mind.
Very well. We'll need to sort a few things out, distribute our gear. I suppose if we win this, we won't need to. Well, we can stay in town a little longer. Then we won't need to worry so much about being dragged out and sacrificed anymore. So. All right. Well, yeah. So go ahead and give it a few hours, and then try his plan. Just bring us up as apparent sacrifices and take him by surprise.
Yes, we should prepare for that. I will need some time to look for your mall.
Yes. Will we have to... Actually, if she dies... If we win this fight and she dies, will we have to leave town quickly, or...
I do not think so.
Okay. You think you'll be able to regain control and prevent this from spiraling out of control?
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, in that case, don't necessarily have to plan for a hasty escape. All right. Well, we'll see him out. Then we can get Falls changed into his new armor. I can change into mine, and then can get prepared to take down a cult.
And just in case, this whole time he's been walking around in circles around the room.
Oh, of course, naturally. But Shushar hasn't, or...
No, Shushar doesn't.
Okay. He's a weird guy.
He is a troublemaker. And you are staying here?
Yes, we'll be staying here.
Yeah, for now.
Very well. He leaves.
All right.
Well, hopefully this is not more trouble than we can chew, you know.
I don't think it should be too much trouble. We saw the first group off without much difficulty. It was really only the Drow that make things complicated.
That is true.
It probably will be too much trouble, but that's the way these things go, right?
We will cause problems on purpose.
Eldith affirms that she, just background conversation, she is definitely up for helping anybody that is, or against anybody that is offering blood sacrifices, so she's definitely with it. Ront just kind of looks dejected in the corner, not offering anything one way or the other.
Yes.
And the others don't really have anything to say.
I'll admit I didn't have much regard for the Kuo-toa after our initial warm reception, but if that was merely a result of this cult, then perhaps we can deal with the problem here and move on.
So, any particular plans for the next chunk of time before the Archpriest returns?
I don't think I need to do anything.
I told you that the original Kuo-toa that tried to capture us were there probably because the Drow got here ahead of us. right? When we escaped and were traveling here, the Drow sent some fast people ahead of us to get to these major locations and then to hire backup to help trap us.
Well, it did seem
Possible,
like possible, but it did seem like they were not necessarily working together when the Drow showed up, for sure. But
And the cult seems to be nabbing everyone. There were a few Dwergar that came in recently, and they were just grabbed right off the bat. They seem to be expecting to deal in trade. This is a surprise, something new.
Oh, I also don't think a new deity is something that the Drow would do.
and we did leave the outpost in somewhat of a chaos with them fighting demons and whatnot. So I'm not sure they would have.
Lolth does tend to be jealous.
Yes.
I am curious about whatever is causing this. If we received these dreams as soon as we started staying here, they seem to be something local to this area, perhaps? Perhaps some kind of creature nearby afflicting this, or some artifact. If it is some item, then it would probably be in the possession of the priestess.
Is this the first time you're talking amongst everybody about the dreams?
Yeah, I guess so.
Probably. Yeah.
Because it's kind of come up with the
I think before
Kuato
you were
priest.
doing it telepathically while you were out there. Mentioning the dreams, Eldith, Jimjar, and Sereth kind of glance your way. Dreams? You're having dreams? And
Yes.
Eldith goes on to describe something very similar to yours.
Yes, apparently that's a chronic issue here. The resemblance to the altar in the middle is concerning.
I've been having that dream since the Drow captured me.
Since the Drow captured you, have anyone else had them that far back?
Jimjar nods. And Sereth says, even before that.
Sorry, what species are they? So even before that one?
Drow,
Eldith
Narrow, and Dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay, so not one of those.
So the Drow has been having them the longest. So the one who's been having them the longest is the one who... Another one started having them once we were captured. And then another one, and then the Drow, who's been here the longest, has had them well before that. So it's probably based on location, something in the Underdark causing them. And I'm gonna start asking questions about where they were, where they're captured, where we are now, seeing if we got closer to something, if there's something near where Sereth was when he first started having them that we're close to again now. Or something like that, trying to triangulate via dreams. I'm not necessarily. Go.
Attempting your triangulation doesn't really bring up any info.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really expecting to get anything out of this, but Obzam, when he hears about weird phenomena, just wants to figure it out, and he will try.
You get the sense that the captives were all captured in different areas surrounding Velkynvelve, so there isn't really a proximity issue there. Sereth lived there, so there doesn't seem to be any corroboration or linkage to location.
Okay. I'm also going to, look into diet, things that happened the previous day before the dreams happened. I was really badly injured yesterday, and then I got this dream. Is that a connection?
Doesn't seem to be.
All right. Well, I'll keep on coming up with increasingly weird possibilities in my mind, and occasionally asking strange questions about it.
After about we'll say an hour or two, the priest arrives again. He has one Koatoa in tow that seems to be carrying kind of a wrapped bundle, almost like a very thick carpet, I guess, or a rug, a rolled up rug. Only it's not a rug, it's like cloth sheet, something like that. And when they get in there, he motions to the Koatoa, and the Koatoa sets it down and unrolls it, and inside is a maul.
Hey. All right. Well, I will take that and I will like it. And all right. So
In preparation, I would like to lead you all to my home. It will be easier to begin from there. But we cannot go all at once.
very well. I suppose we'll need to travel in groups, each one with a Kuatoa. You can take one group. You can leave directions with Shushar and with Falls, who can appear to be them, and then who can appear to be Kuatoa, and then we can meet up there.
That might work, but it would be safer if I personally led each group.
Oh, very well.
Over time. So, and that's what he does. He leads a few of you over there, settles you into his home, which is a rather large building. It's this one right here, to the southwest of the Sea Mother Shrine. And then he comes back, generally waits a half hour to an hour before coming back and getting the next group, informing each time that it'll be, he's not going to return immediately. But over the next few hours, you all get over there.
All right. Get warmed up for some violence.
I was pretty convinced that when he unwrapped that rug, it was going to have her body in it. It's like, here she is, killer.
that would certainly be a twist.
That would have been anticlimactic.
But hilarious.
Yeah, just like, what do you need us for here? Do it yourself.
It's much easier to keep them wrapped up and club them that way.
Yeah, they can get the rug all dirty.
Alright, so for the rest of the day, he feeds you. There are a few, presumably acolytes, hanging around that will prepare food and bring food, and they start discussing the plan, which basically comes down to leading you all over there. They're not going to bind you or restrain you or take any of your stuff. They're just going to take you over there. It doesn't seem like it should be a problem. They will kind of distract with the offering, which so many people should be rather successful at being a distraction. And then you guys are to attack the followers and or her if you can. And the goal of it is to make sure she dies at some point. And while you're doing this, Gloog shows up again in here, one of the merchants. And he kind of gives a rather confused look between you and the archpriest. What is the meaning of this, Father? Ah, yes. I have enlisted their aid. The Sea Mother sent them here. That is why they came. And they get into an argument briefly about how it should be handled internally, and the father is constantly like, we haven't been able to because there are too many split, and it generally results in a massive brawl anytime one side opposes the other, and nobody ever gets anywhere that way. And it seems to be taking a bit of convincing. But eventually, the younger one kind of acquiesces.
Not too happy about his sister being killed.
No. I see, Father. You are right. And then after the incident, we will return here and I will provide you with the boat. And any other arrangements you may need.
Yes. Thank you. All right.
Are you well rested? Are you well fed?
I think we're as ready as we'll ever be.
I agree.
Very well. I shall make the arrangements.
Quick question before things get more
Yes.
involved. Is there anybody besides me that could make use of these bracers?
Oh, did you not need them? Or not want them? Or...
I have like an actual chain shirt that has armor associated with it.
Oh, right! You're Githyanki. You're proficient in armor. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my bad. I was just thinking sorcerer in my mind.
That's fine. Like, they're still really good pieces of equipment that somebody should make use of. I will be happy to make use of them if nobody else needs them. But
I'm heavy armor man. I use heavy armor.
I am heavy armor man.
Yeah, I've got that new breastplate, so I think I'm good.
That's fine. I'm sure.
Let's see here.
Iris could probably use them.
Obediah might, or Iris.
I was gonna say Iris would love to use them so that this way she can wear pretty clothes instead of ugly armor.
For sheer style purposes, yes, and also if we find some way to cast mage armor, then that would also just be really good armor class.
Let's see. Obediah has a 13 and no dex, so he already has better than they would provide.
Yeah, they're okay on their own. They really shine if you got something to combine with them. Put them on a monk, and then you just get silly.
I think Iris has. She is not wearing armor.
All right, we got them for Iris then.
She can wear studded leather though, but
I think she has chosen not to.
Yeah, her sheet is not indicating anything because her AC is a 12.
Probably for the reason we mentioned.
Probably.
Yes.
If you want to just add those to her sheet and then, do whatever with them. Like equip them, attune them, whatever needs to be done.
Right. I've still got them on my equipment earmarked for Iris, but I never remove anything from that list until I'm sure someone has written it on their sheet, because they never do.
Yeah, I will leave this here because I'm not too sure how to do this on Beyond right away.
Yeah, sure. I'll just give them to her at the start of next session.
Or you can keep them to trade up for more. Eventually ending up with Leomund's tiny, or I don't know, one of those things.
A folding fortress.
Start with
an apparatus of kilowash.
Yeah, start with a red paperclip and end up with a house.
Yeah, an instant fortress.
So after he says that, he'll make arrangements. He sends his son out, and over the next hour or two, more Koatoa begin showing up in singles or pairs. until you are left with, all gathered in the room, a dozen Koatoa and 1 monitor. The monitors are the unarmed ones.
Large ones.
And these will all go with you. And I expect that when the chaos breaks out, it may be hard for you to discern one from another, but these here will not attack you. So you may defend yourself to any that do attack you. I will try to get close to my daughter, but if I cannot, if somebody can assist in dispatching her.
Yes. And I assume you'd prefer to minimize casualties aside from her.
Yes, if possible. I know sometimes it is not always possible.
Very well. We'll see what happens.
We'll aim to do our best.
Ah, shit. I hate when they put tokens on the GM layer really close to map markers on the GM layer. Tried to start adding tokens to the token layer, and I started moving my map markers. Alright, so they lead you over there.
Oh boy. Time to get sacrificed to the dark gods. Again.
A different map.
Maybe that's why we're like these chosen ones that they've been praying to, that we're just delicious for dark gods.
Got the extra tasty souls.
Right? This dark god has just gotten jealous from other dark gods.
Man, that'd be like a really cool flaw to have in a game that has like a flaw boon system. Tasty soul. All dark gods want you to be sacrificed to them.
That would be, yeah.
You could put that in the hunter game. It would work just fine.
I gotta find her. I don't see Bloplopod on the map. Alright, so they're all scattered around. This is going to... token position is not going to matter too much here, just from the confusion. As he is walking up to you, Bloplopod is by the altar. You've seen the altar of the Deep Father. There are several Koatoa there chanting. And recent additions to where the pinned manta ray, or on top of the pinned manta ray rather, are 2 dead Duragar.
Looks familiar.
Yep, they look familiar. Several of the Koatoa, the tongues has worn off, are speaking Undercommon, and a lot of them seem to be speaking gibberish of some sort too. It could be the same, it could be not. However, when he gets close, those that can speak Undercommon, and Shushar will kind of speak under his breath to translate too. He comes up and says, as he approaches the shrine, "The time has come for us to acknowledge your divine vision and welcome it. I have brought these as offerings," he says, gesturing to you all. "Will you not accept them?" And the younger one, she responds, "You are wise, Father. I accept your offering in the name of the Deep Father. May their blood nourish and strengthen him." And a lot of the Koatoa around begin burbling and cheering and throwing their fists in the air and stuff like that. And at that point,
Gonna subtly cast a jump spell before.
do you have subtle spell?
I do not have subtle spell. I'm just going to be casting it while everyone else is shouting about how we're going to be sacrificed.
Yeah. There is not very subtle about casting spells.
Pull out the grasshopper leg, crush it, wiggle my hands all over the place. Probably not grasshopper, some underdark insect that likes to
nearby. Oh. Sorry about that. There was one dead Duragar. The other one seems to be in position getting ready to be sacrificed.
Sees us walk up carrying his hammer.
Hey.
Yeah, so the Archpriest is there. That's the Duragar. And he does not seem to be happy here. And we can roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Are we supposed to have a map that we can see ourselves on?
Can
Yes.
you not?
I can.
I can
There's
see
a
it.
giant map, but not like a.
I'm just seeing the city map.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's on the city
Yeah,
map.
we're there.
that's the one. Here, let me get the NPCs out of the way so they're not blocking you guys.
I don't know why. It didn't add my initiative modifier to my roll. I should be 10. I should be 11. I don't know why.
I'm gonna move Obediah and Iris out of the way too.
I'm just curious if it's. We'll do it again. Huh.
Didn't add modifiers. I added my modifier, but it didn't add modifiers to Rukook's or Zahn'dohr's. But I don't know if you guys just have 10 decks or something.
It didn't add. It hasn't. Isn't adding any modifier to my rolls. So I have a +6. Which is,
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what
I know
it's
you
like.
got some kind of ridiculous bonus. But...
Yeah.
It's
It
not
says
adding anything.
initiative NAN. I have no idea what that means. I'm just gonna
I don't
Crushed.
know.
Let me just see. Try this again. Real quick.
Not a number.
Well, even in D&D Beyond, it's just rolling a straight D20. It's not adding my modifier to it. I'm just curious if it does it for weapons too. Okay, so that's so weird. All right. Well, mine should be 11.
That seems to be the current bug for D&D Beyond.
Okay. So I am 11. My first roll was a 5, and I have a +6. So I just manually changed it. And it is... I'll put...
The post on the forum says that when you click the initiative button to roll, it's not doing it, but if you right-click and select roll, it sometimes does.
Let's see.
You should be able to edit your number.
It did. It did, yeah. I did edit it, so that should be right now. Yeah, and if I did do the right-click and roll, it did add the modifier. But I'll stick with my original crappy roll.
And you still go before me with a 5.
Did you do something to the initiative tracker? Because I am not on it.
Did you have your token selected when you rolled, or?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm out of ideas.
I forgot to clear it after last time.
I mean, I can push the button again.
Yeah, select your token.
You're on it now.
That's
yeah, I
so
see you on it now. Let's see, is that doing anything?
I'm on there now. That's good enough.
I'm trying to see if my turn tracker is showing up. Doesn't seem to be. Alright, Obzam, you were on there twice. What did you get? 11, I see it.
Okay.
Getting rid of the duplicates, okay.
Okay, I don't think I'm seeing the same initiative tracker you're seeing.
Maybe not, I don't know. I'm gonna roll just for the priests and the priestess and one Koatoa, and they will all go on that one. Alright, we got Blop. Alright, Blop, Pulp.
And random Duragar. Alright, let's see if this works. Alright. So the mob doesn't do any, it's kind of appropriate that they go first. They will end up going last effectively. They don't seem to do anything. Distance wise, nobody can get to the archpriest at this point. Either of them because of how many other Koatoa are around. Casting spells is possible, or just beating a random Koatoa. It's easy on this first turn to see who was with you approaching and who wasn't with you approaching. And Falls, you will be going first.
Oh, I thought I had an 11. Did it?
You had a modifier, right?
Well, I rolled a 5 plus 6,
Oh.
so it should be 11. I don't know. I thought I retyped it in.
You might have, and I edited afterwards because I thought you...
I think I was just
number.
expecting the roll to try to get it.
So let me move this around then. So Zahn'dohr is next.
So there's a lot of really similar looking fish people here.
Yes.
No, those two look the same. This is like a Where's Waldo.
Here, position doesn't matter, so I will put them up here. At the top on the right is Blop. That is the Archpriestess of the Deep Father. And up on the top on the left is the Archpriestess of the Sea Mother. That's the one that is with you, Pulp.
Okay.
So
Can we put some kind of
enemy? Good guy.
status icon on them to kill them?
Are we using the battle map for this, or is this more like a
Not
narrative
necessarily
positioning
the
thing?
battle map, narrative positioning, but for tokens, if
Okay.
you need it, they're there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you want a
Cool.
status icon on her?
Yeah, just something so that she doesn't look like, perfect.
How's that?
Kill the red thing. Got it.
I, much like a bull, will kill anything that's red.
It makes things really easy when you're just like, aha! That one. I'm gonna cast a spell.
What spell are you casting?
Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Uh-oh.
There should be a way to make it oomph into the thing, but I choose a 5-foot unoccupied space on the ground. Oh, did that just do it? Nope. Medium head made from soil rises and reaches for one creature you can see within 5 feet. The target makes a strength saving throw. So she needs to make a strength saving throw.
What's the DC?
13.
She rolls a 16.
Poop.
Is this one round only, or does it stay there?
That's what I'm reading. As an action, I can use the hand to reach for a different creature or move to a different unoccupied space. So the hand is out and kind of grabbing at her, but slippery fish people. And sadly, I do not get half damage on this. So that's my turn.
I have an Earth Elemental to represent your unoccupied space.
Woohoo!
If it matters.
I can technically move it around, but
You want to keep it near her.
yeah, she is the one that I'm attempting to restrain / murder.
All right. Her father then is not close enough to beat on her at the moment, so he is going to cast a spell. He is going to cast Spiritual Weapon. And he is casting this as a fourth level spell. So it'll do 2d8. And he gets a +6 to hit. Uh, 21, that'll hit. Alright, he whacks into her. Falls.
All right. Falls is wanting to climb up whatever building is nearest to him. Hopefully he can duck around the back side and scale up the wall and get up to a nice shooting position is the goal here. I get an extra 10 feet of movement, and then I also have feline agility if I need to use it, which will double my speed. Normally have a climb speed of 20, so however we want to kind of rule that.
You can get to the top of a building.
Okay, cool. So the idea is hopefully I will get out of their sight range of me, whatever their weird sensing sight is. So Falls will scale the top of the building.
Being
make
around Shushar, you have become aware that their range is about 30 feet.
Okay. So if I feel like, I know we're not really using this map, but like if I'm on top of this building, do I feel like I'm 30 feet away?
From most of the mob, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, and then I get to take 2 attack actions on my first turn because I'm Dread Ambusher, and I will shoot twice with my arrow, and so I'll go ahead and like kind of scamper up the side of the building, notch an arrow, aim it at our evil archpriest there, and let's go ahead and let loose. Do I get advantage on this because I'm technically hidden from them?
Yes.
All right, so one is a 24.
Will definitely hit.
That does 10 damage, and then I get to do a second shot. That is a nat 20. Oops. So that is
17.
13, and then I get to do an additional, I think 1d8 on one of those attacks. Yes, 1d8.
Ooh, if it's on the crit, then.
Yes. It is on the. It would be on the crit. It says you make one additional weapon attack, that action dealing an extra 1d8. I don't know if you would count that as an additional 1d8 for that or not, but.
It's Dread Ambusher?
Yeah, it says you make one additional weapon attack as part of that action, dealing an extra 1d8 damage to the weapon's damage type on a hit. But.
Old classic assassination scenario. The Gloomstalker just kills the target.
Yeah, I think it's a separate roll, so you're rolling.
Yeah, however you want to rule on that, I'm fine with. So
Yeah, it looks like the Dread Ambusher does not get strength modifier. It's hard to say.
I mean, it's an extra attack that deals plus 1d8 damage. So it's, whatever your normal damage is, plus 1d8.
If the target takes an extra 1d8. Oh yeah, so the second one would do a looks like 2d8 then.
Yeah.
okay, so I will roll a second.
Also, since it's a crit, you would roll another one.
I think he's got that already. He rolled a 7 and a 4 on his 2 Dread Ambusher.
Yeah.
Rolls there.
Yeah. So 24,
Yeah,
28.
Those are some rolls.
Woo!
Wait. 9 plus 8, 17, 20, 28. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that is out of the gate.
38 damage.
Yeah, it does really well, but after that.
Yeah, that's a Gloomstalker. Stalking glooms.
Bonus action, and I think that'll be my turn.
All right, Obzam.
All right. Did I manage to get the jump spell cast before stuff started here, or do I need to cast that now? All right. Well, in that case, I am just going to go ahead and jump over the crowd directly to wherever the High Priestess is.
What is the range of your jump?
I can jump a total of 48 feet long and 9 feet high.
And that doesn't require running?
Okay, that is with running. I think it's halved with a standing start. But... Okay, 3 plus strength modifiers, that's 6, so it's 18. I can jump 9 feet high with a standing start, and I can 24 feet long with a standing start.
Okay.
That's my movement anyway, so.
Give me an athletics roll just to see if you can clear and land in a free spot.
All right. I can shoot that. 14.
All right. I will move you over to the spot just so you can be next to her.
All right. You may follow the deep father, but the other father is far stronger. And I'll go ahead and booming blade her in the face with a warhammer or a maul.
All right.
So that's unnatural 20 to hit, 7 damage, and if she tries to move anywhere, she's going to be taking more damage.
All right. Oh, were you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Rukook, you are up.
Okay. Are these all those creatures are there many there?
The minis are not positioned where they are. They are
Okay.
between you and the priests.
And just a big crowd of fish people all over the place.
Yeah.
If you wanted to cast Shatter, you could probably kill a lot of people.
I'm not sure I want to.
Yeah, I mean, to position-wise, the party is probably more accurately down here,
Okay.
and all the fish people are in between, and the priests are,
Okay.
But it's too much to try to move in a tight spot.
Well then, I think I'm gonna try.
A full round dashing, if you want to go around the outside, would probably get you halfway there.
Yeah, but then I can't do anything. I'm gonna move up, and I'm gonna use a thunder wave. So 15-foot cube. Put as many of them in it as possible.
Okay.
And have them do a con save versus 12 to avoid getting knocked back. And I'm gonna channel Divinity and do 16 points of damage.
I do feel the need to remind you that our employer requested minimizing civilian casualties.
You can make it
I'm not doing the high level one. I'm only doing 16 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. Con save DC 13, you say?
Yeah, 13.
I'm 12.
Or no, 12. 12.
Oh, 12,
Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
You can fit 9 in a cube, so I'm going to roll 9 rolls. Is this half on a save?
Yes, it's half on a save. And they don't get knocked back. And I want to be positioned so that it shoves as many of them out of the way as possible.
Out of 9, 3 of them make the save.
Did something happen? I had to take my heads off or something.
I'm modifying some damage here from a thunder wave.
Okay. I was like, uh-oh. I don't hear anything. What happened?
Oh, by the way, who does Rukook worship?
Dagon, the wall breaker.
Dagon. Okay.
He's the dwarven god of earthquakes. He's the earth figure, the wall breaker.
Okay.
Chaotic neutral and tempest domain.
All right. You make a spot open to where somebody could get within, I'll say, 20 feet. If they, well, no, nobody's going to go before the mob does.
Well, I guess he can move through the gap he just created if he's got movement left over.
Yeah, but Rukook is probably, I think you guys were about 40 feet away, so 20 feet up and cast it. Rukook can't get too much closer.
That's okay.
Are you done?
Yeah, I think so. I'll hit the button.
Alright. Blop is next.
I do appreciate the diversity of assassination techniques here. You have, Gloomstalker Ranger locates a sniping location, starts firing arrows down. The fighter, gets into melee, locks them down so they can't run away, and then the Tempest Cleric just starts throwing flashbangs into the crowd, sees what happens.
She is going to cast... No, she has an Obzam next to her, so she is going to beat on Obzam.
Hello.
A 9 probably misses.
A reasonable assumption.
Does a 16 hit?
Nope.
Alright.
Thank you, defensive fighting style.
She smacks at you twice, and then screams, "Treason!" And the
Actually,
next...
I believe it's heresy.
Heresy. Yeah, heresy. That's better. And the next, the mob goes. Koatoa begin fighting Koatoa, and at this point, it becomes impossible to tell them apart. They rush into basically intervening spaces. So, Obzam, you are now pretty much surrounded by Koatoa between you and your allies.
Yep, that's fine.
And only because you are up here fighting the priestess, some of them are going to attack you.
Fair enough.
Does a 20 hit?
It does unfortunately hit. I will not cast shield just quite yet.
Alright, so you take 3 bludgeoning, 1 lightning, and you can't take reactions until the end of this Koatoa's next turn.
Oh, that's a really bad. Okay.
And he gets to attack again. A 19?
That hits as well, and I no longer have the option to cast shield.
3 bludgeoning and 4 lightning, so 7 total.
Alright.
And then random Koatoa is going to attempt to bite you. Actually, no, he's going to try to spear you. 21.
That'll hit. I really should have cast shield in that first one there. I wasn't
Would've
expecting
made the
the
first
shocking
one.
grasp there.
It is not a crit, so that one doesn't apply. So 9 damage.
Jeez. Alright.
And then all of the other Koatoa are fighting other Koatoa.
Alright.
Which brings us to Zahn'dohr.
Is she still next to my earthen
Yes, she
grasp?
is.
Grab. DC 13 strength save.
And she gets a 9.
Yeah. Now the trick is, how do I make this roll 2d6? I'm just gonna roll it. Takes 5 damage and is restrained.
And is restrained. Restrained, alright.
And as long as I'm, clear of short fish people, I just kind of stay here and do my grabby.
Yeah,
That's my-
the fish people don't seem to be interested in backing up, right? Her side is rushing forward, and your side's fish people are in the way, so they can't really get to you anyway.
Yeah.
And we have the Archpriest now, who...
As a note for you, as an action, you can make a strength save against my DC to escape my restrainment.
Okay.
I will also note this backed up my battle cry about the Earth Father being stronger than the Deep Father.
She is not going. This is your side's Archpriest. He is going to cast... nobody's really hurt except the other fish. He doesn't seem to want casualties around, so he is going to cast a Mass Cure Wounds. And while it keeps the mob healthy and fighting longer, it also keeps them from dying, so...
Alright.
Nope. No wonder they never get anything done. They can't kill each other.
He's also, after he casts this, moving through the mob to try to get closer, but probably not within a turn or two anyway. So
Right.
Falls, you're next.
Are there any effects on this evil priest?
Restrained.
Restraint.
That gives you advantage.
Which I should have anyway, but all right. Yeah, I'm going to let loose another arrow. I think that's probably the best course of action here. Hail of Thorns is probably a bad idea considering I've got allies next to him, so.
Yeah, I don't see you. I mean,
Yeah, 25. Oh, sorry, that is the wrong thing.
Is the attack modifier the same?
It is one more for longbow.
All right, so 26 hits.
Archery style. 10 damage there. That, I think, is going to be my turn.
all right. Well, first things first, I'm going to do the old second wind. Because I like not dying. And then I am going to go ahead and I will booming blade this fish woman again with the ball.
Her speed is 0 for the moment. I don't know if that changes your idea.
I mean, it's an attack. I don't know any green flame blade or anything like that. So
Sure.
Yep. All right. So yeah, 9. That's gonna be 9 damage, and then I'm gonna go ahead and action surge to disengage, and I'm going to jump away from this lightning Tuatoa that seems to be trying to murder me.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to jump somewhere, like ideally somewhere like that's like out of the mob, like I don't know, maybe screw it, on top of the altar or something, so somewhere where I can jump back down and re-engage the priestess, but I won't be murdered by this lightning thing during my.
The altar doesn't really have a good spot to stand on.
Okay. But like on top of a nearby building or something.
You can do only 9 feet, right?
Yeah, I can get 9 feet of height.
Yeah, probably not. You can jump away.
Sure. I'll just jump away, put a Mabakuto between me and them for a sec.
And then was that your turn?
Yes. You should remember that end turn button.
Alright, Rukook.
Is the priestess targetable by Rukook?
Line of sight, yes.
Gonna do Guiding Bolt.
And she's restrained.
You have advantage on the attack roll.
Not recognizing the currently open sidebar.
Occasionally you have to hit your features and traits tab before it will align everything. At least it does that to me.
Did it appear on the table?
Nope.
No, it's pulling out my picture and... Hold on, let me do it again. Yeah, it's not letting me pass my high level one. I don't know why.
I'll just manually roll a attack roll, or
Hmm.
I can't tell if I typed that right. Was it 1d4, 1d20 plus 4?
You did D10 plus 3 with something that it didn't actually roll. Alright, that hits.
There we go. Okay.
you could also roll again for the advantage to see if you crit, but yeah.
Stupid D&D Beyond.
16 damage.
And whoever attacks her next gets advantage.
Yep, whoever
Right.
attacks her next gets advantage.
Right,
Although
that's good.
she's still restrained, so.
Yeah. They get double advantage.
Okay, that's it.
Let's see, conditions, restrain.
Speed
Okay.
0, advantage, disadvantage to attack, fails, dex save, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I-
She is going to cast a spell. She cries out, Limu Gugun, protect me. And she is going to cast a Mass Cure Wounds.
Popular spell around these parts.
Like I said, no wonder they can't get anything done.
it's just a big mob just getting in a punching fight while priests cast mass cure wounds in the background. And then everyone goes home after 2 hours.
There's an episode of Deep Space Nine where these guys are stuck on this moon with nanobots that keep bringing them back from the dead. They just keep fighting each other.
And alright, the mob goes next. Let's see. Some of them now seem to be spreading out. Also, since it's the start of the turn, a few of you notice that Koatoa start to cry out and flail in the shallows of Dark Lake too. The fights have spread into the water. And Falls probably has one of the best views of this, but it seems like as they're struggling and flailing, there's that moment to where there's a pause of surprise, and then it's like something from below pulls them under. And a moment later, there is blood frothing to the surface of the water.
Well, that's great. yeah, you're not supposed to go in there in that water, are you?
Since you jumped away from the lightning Koatoa, a few random Koatoa will then follow Obzam.
I have made a name for myself.
And you can do reactions again because that one would be acting on this turn too. So we'll say 3 spear attacks. 6, 12, 13.
There you go.
I missed. Everybody else is far enough away from the mob. Standing back. All right. Zahn'dohr.
I mean, crush.
Did you just do damage again now that she's already restrained?
Now that she is restrained, they make a saving throw. It's 2d6 damage on a failed or half on a success.
Oh.
So now it's
nice.
Now it's normal spell. I mean, it still continues to take my action.
Yeah. Same number, 13?
13.
19.
Poop. 3 points of damage. Bludgeoning, if that matters.
No.
So you mentioned that Falls being up high can see what's going on with people being pulled into the water by some kind of horrible eldritch monster.
Yeah.
Can I see that, or has it not gotten that bad yet?
Give me a perception roll. We'll say the DC is 14.
Hey,
you got a 14. Yeah, you do see occasionally people getting pulled underwater. Also, however, you see almost like wings or flaps of some sort breaching the water, either where a lizard, why do I say where a Koatoa was recently pulled under and the blood is flapping. And it looks like I have these.
I'm imagining a persona whose name I can't remember right now.
I think I have handout. Several of those swimming around the water, and they seem to be grabbing onto anything in the water, pulling it under, and feeding.
Cool. Who is the closest member of our party to that area?
We'll say a couple NPCs.
Of the
And
people we care about.
Obzam.
I will open, as a bonus action, I can use my telepathic speech to choose a creature within 30 feet, and I will speak telepathically with you briefly to say stay out of the water.
All right. Should I put her in the water?
I would not. I would just kill her up here on the land and then probably drag her body away from it. I don't trust that this won't result in something horrible happening.
Fair enough.
And that'd be my turn.
Archpriest. Let's see. We'll say he has finally gotten close enough to her, especially since she is restrained and can't move. He is going to attempt to beat her down. Misses once, hits once. Alright, Falls, you are up.
All right. Is anyone... Folks are adjacent to her, right? The evil priest.
Yeah, there is a Koatoa next to her, and the other Archpriest is next to her.
All right. I will stick to a little regular shot. Here, I'm going to notch another arrow and let loose on her. Oof. Double fives. 12, I'm guessing, is not going to hit.
No.
All right. My turn.
Did you? Oh, never mind. I see that you rolled 2 of the same number.
Yep.
All right.
Obzam.
I'm
going
about
to
ready to
Jump back and
Jump.
engage.
Yep, jumping back in and go ahead and bonker.
A lot of the other Koatoa in the mob seem to be starting to show panic and glancing at the water, but they are still engaged in a frenzy fighting each other. And you don't know for sure, but it might even be possible that several on her side are fighting each other and several on your side are fighting each other as well as each other.
Yeah, probably. Total pandemonium. Alright, well. Assume 23 hits for 6 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, yeah.
And if she ever moves, boy howdy, she's going to get it. Alright.
If only she wasn't being held in place.
Look, the dwarven, I guess not even necessarily the dwarven gods, the gods really like us. This is the 3rd god now with this dwarven earthquake god.
Alright, Rukook, you are up.
Yeah, this Beyond does not want me to roll on it. And I think that guiding bolt missed.
Yep, 8 will miss.
You've got advantage. She's restrained.
Oh, yep, roll again. 15 will hit.
$18 damage this time. And that's the last one.
She cries out, Limu Gugun! As your bolt hits her, and she falls. That was disturbing. Okay, yeah, the red X is there. And then another sound rises above the burbling cries of the Koatoa as the dark surface of the water further out bubbles and begins to foam.
I'm sure it's fine.
A thick, oily tentacle burst forth from the water, followed by another. Then 2 monstrous heads break the surface, both resembling hideous, angry baboons and with wickedly curved tusks. Both heads are attached to a single torso, and the monster's red eyes burn with bloodlust and madness, as the creature rising from the dark lake must stand 30 feet tall or more, with water cascading down its back and shoulders. And upon reaching its full height, the great demon throws back both of its head and roars.
Well,
Is
shit.
it demon? Is it recognizable?
With a religion check at a DC 8? Or an arcana at a DC 8?
What in the nine hells is that?
Well, it's Jim.
I know I have character
1
on
point there.
this.
Somehow Rukook has never heard stories
Yeah.
of Demogorgon. I need...
Stories, they just have like a plant-faced creature.
Say that again?
He's heard stories, they're just of like a creature with a plant face.
Oh, yep. And then because the token is not enough, let's give you that. I need everybody to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh, great.
I'm so good at those too.
Great.
Sick. I think I want to spend one of my inspirations.
You
Oh.
may do so.
Oh yeah.
I have no inspiration to spend.
Actually, given that I passed the Arcana check, do I have an idea how bad it would be if I failed this?
No, it's unrelated slightly.
Okay.
But you know this is a demon lord. But no, this isn't necessarily something it's doing to you. So you
All right,
can make
well-
that decision on your own.
All right. Well, I don't think I'm going to pass, no matter how much inspiration I throw at this problem. So I'm going to let it stand.
I just know that it's not going to be good to roll an 8 on this.
Alright, so 15 for Rukook, 19 for Zahn'dohr.
That didn't take my +5 because apparently I rolled it wrong.
So you got a 24. You almost pass it twice.
Dang it! Maybe I could have passed it.
Falls. You should have one if you want to spend it.
Yeah. If you'll give me one, I'll certainly try to roll again. Oh, that's much better. 19.
Alright. Obzam, you gain 1 level of madness.
Okay.
And upon doing so, roll me a D100.
77. Lucky number. Pay out the slots.
Alright, you look upon this demon lord, and for the time being, you know who you are, and you retain your racial traits and class features, but you don't recognize anybody around you, and you don't know what you are doing here where you are at the moment.
But I recognize the Demon Lord and no one else.
Yeah, you see the demon lord. As far as the people, you don't recognize anybody around you. You don't know why you are here, what you are doing here, where you are. Several of the Koatoa around you seem to be dumbstruck as well, staring out into the water. And we'll say Falls, since Obzam is away from the others. Falls is probably the best one to see that Obzam just kind of momentarily freezes, dumbstruck, and you can tell there's a weird look on his face, like he is not remembering anything here.
Lucky him.
Let's see, did I roll the right? Oh, wait a minute. I was looking at long-term, not short-term. Hold on. You lucked out. I whispered you your effect.
Even better.
Oh. Okay.
There is much of it near the altar.
I know. I was worried.
Alright, so the mob itself seems to have stopped. Let's see about the archpriest on your side. Nope, he failed his wisdom saving throw also. Or charisma saving throw, rather. He, staring out at the water, just breaks down and starts weeping. While screaming. While laughing.
How does weeping work when you have no eyelids?
It is very painful.
I have
So
no eyelids, and I must weep.
His moisture is coming from somewhere else, apparently. Alright. We are up to... The Koatoa mob is stunned, so Zahn'dohr. Looking out at the water, it looks like that is moving closer.
Great. Great.
I should roll initiative and put it in there.
No, you don't need to. Don't worry about it. I will use my action to have my earthen grasp crush the body of the fish lady to make sure there's no bullshit.
You may do so.
Yep. And I'll just yell out, "We gotta get the fuck out of here." And then I don't even know where I'm gonna start getting the fuck out of here, so I will hold my movement until one of my party members makes a decision on which way to go.
Well, you were promised a boat, but the person that promised you the boat doesn't seem to be capable of delivering on said promise.
Do we have any idea where the boat might be?
No, but you know where his home was.
To his house, then. I don't know which one of these.
It was this one over here.
So I will. Oops, that's the wrong direction to zoom.
So you are going to be heading that way?
Yeah, it is both away from the Demon Lord and towards possible boat.
Okay.
Not that the boat is super helpful right now as the Demon Lord is in the water, but that'll do for me.
Pulp is stunned. We don't have to go with moving on the map itself. Falls, what are you doing?
So nobody in my party is like stunned.
Doesn't seem to be.
Doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, the Obzam thing was a mistake.
You know, how far is this thing out? 150. All right. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to climb down off this rooftop. Or if I can run across... You said that you can cross over to other roofs?
Yes, you can cross over.
All right,
There
so
are rickety bridges and planks.
I will try to do that and go in the direction of the house.
All right. I need...
Let me know if you want like an acrobatics or anything to...
It's more a factor of the thing itself. Okay. This turn, you manage to safely cross all of the bridges or planks that you that you come to. It looks like several of them are not the most sturdy things, so moving fast, it's real easy for them to just flip over and turn over. So it's not a matter of you being acrobatic, except that you think if you go slow, you can manage it. But
Okay.
yeah, anything over half speed, there's a chance that they dump you. Obzam.
All right. Well, I definitely think I should get away from that demon lord, but I think I should grab a snack to go. So I'm going to go ahead and jump up onto the altar, and I'm going to grab a big old chunk of one of those octopi that's up there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and have a nice big bite out of the side, see if I can get some of the eye in there, and start thinking about where I can jump to hop out of here.
I'm so glad I didn't see this.
Totally normal.
I'm having a normal one over here. Don't worry about it.
It's a little calamari, you know.
Yeah, just nice raw calamari.
Give me a Constitution save. You get advantage on this. DC will be 12.
All right. I passed by
Okay.
twice.
Yeah. The revolting octopi does not mess with your stomach at all. It tastes disgusting, but that's all it does.
It gets into a fight with Dwarf with stomach acid. It loses that fight. It loses that fight 9 times out of 10.
Alright, the Demon Lord is moving closer. What kind of reach does it have? It is flailing its tentacles and it is getting closer to docks, so it is smashing docks and any boats that are nearby it as it is wading to shore. Rukook.
Rukook casts Shield of Faith and starts backing away from the demon. Do a move. How fast is the demon moving?
It moved 50 feet that turn.
Oh, do a double move then. So the shield is a bonus action.
All right, so you're pretty much running away too. I think everybody is mostly running away. As the Demon Lord encounters anything, it stops for a moment to smash it. So right now it is easily distractible. And you guys, a few minutes later, if that, get to the priest's house. And I presume you start to ransack it?
Yes.
Not ransacking, we're getting what we're paid with.
You are getting what you are paid. Or what you are offered anywhere. You find a closet full of stuff that includes small coffers of coinage, strands of pearls, several potion bottles, and a scroll.
and also I believe it is a 6-inch by 12-inch box.
Anybody else help me toss this place?
Sorry, say again?
Anybody else helping me toss this place?
Yeah, Paul's is there with you.
Cool. I think I found the box.
We leaving the rest, or? What do you think?
Has anybody else arrived in this situation?
No.
Sick. How bad does the carnage out there sound?
Bad.
It's a demon lord.
Take what we can. That
Yep.
we can take
I think
quickly.
it's more than we bargained for. It's worth it.
Yeah, from what you could tell, it was destroying everything it came upon, so this city probably isn't long
I
in the
will.
world.
I am honoring my new god, whatever the fuck her name was, by scavenging this stuff. So clearly this will give me some protection while the demon lord murders everybody.
Whatever you need to tell yourself. Yeah, Falls will just kind of dump whatever in his bag. So, scroll, spell, or potions, pearls, whatever's going to help them survive, pretty much.
Got it. And you guys, are you going to escape by water? Or are you going to escape by land?
I feel like going back towards the water is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Does the artificer know how to use the boat?
Do we have anyone who knows how to use a boat? I guess just. What's his name?
When you open up the lid, it's got a couple command words on it.
We might be able to just tell it to go. We might
Kind
not
of
even actually
engraved
operate.
underneath the lid.
Oh no, it's a cyber boat.
You can get to a part of the water that isn't near the demon. Let's use the boat.
You may do so. There is a part of the water where you are, either to the west or east, really, because it's coming straight down the middle.
Do we remember which way is downstream?
No, this is a lake.
Yeah, I guess, do we have any sense of where we are going next?
Away.
Away from here at the moment. I think. You have the halfling with you. The halfling shows up. The Shushar does not show up. And I am going to randomly determine who of the rest show up.
Also, I just random theory. I think Shushar might be like an isekai protagonist who just like ended up in the body of a fish person and is making the best of it.
By his eyelids.
Just like it explains all his, like difficulties acting like a normal fish person. He's trying to change their society, make it a better, more peaceful one, but
It's
just
about
not
to be
working out
very
for him today.
peaceful.
All right. So while you are rolling the joint, I guess that didn't sound exactly as I meant it. Jim Jar,
Still sounds like a good time.
Jim Jar, Bupito, and the halfling, Farless, I believe,
show up. And Jim Jar is shaking his head sadly. The others didn't make it.
If we keep hanging around here, we're not going to make it either.
Agreed.
Yep.
Let's make haste. Let's get out of here.
All right. So you guys go to one of the edges to get to the water, and you can make haste through the water. Commanding the boat is easy, and it doesn't seem to have a limit on how many times you can open it up or close it. So you could do trial and error. One command makes it into a little small boat, one command makes it into a ship. And then the third command folds it back up into a box.
I'm assuming a ship is probably too big for where we are.
No, the lake can easily handle a ship.
Okay.
The boat is 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, 2 feet deep, and can hold, it looks like, 4 people comfortably. The ship is 24 feet long, 8 feet wide, 6 feet deep, has deck, rowing seats, 5 sets of oars, all that stuff, and can hold 15 people.
Sounds like that answers our questions. What we got to
Yeah,
do.
that's what I want. Yep.
Yep.
And as you are sailing away, you can watch as the glow of a few fires have erupted somehow, and Demogorgon just seems to be having his way with this town.
Another satisfied customer.
Well, that didn't go exactly as planned.
And we can end it here. I think we're a little bit late.
Yeah. I gotta get to bed.
Let me
You ever notice
add-
how every time someone tries to sacrifice us to a dark god, we end up leaving when the place gets destroyed by demons?
Well, this was just one demon.
Hey, getting to leave. That's the key.
I guess with 2 heads, it would technically be 2 demons.
And it's true.
I had a nickel for every time we ran away from a place that wanted to sacrifice us to dark gods while that place was being destroyed by unrelated demons. I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
What's a nickel?
It's like a copper piece, but worse.
All right. The folding boat is now in the handouts in the magic items section for you guys.
Very shiny.
The things you found. The urge for Obzam to eat that stuff fades about 10 minutes later.
At which point I will consider my actions and make an offer to Bill Peatapole over the side of the boat.
So the spell scroll is easy to determine. The potions, you can do a taste and get a quick idea of that. That's what you guys grabbed.
Anthrax flavor, my favorite.
And as you guys are making your way out, Iris and Obediah show up too, and we will find out what they happen to have been doing at the time, besides surviving.
Yeah, make them roll the Demon Lord saving throw before they even know what they're doing. Be like, hey, I need you guys to do this real quick.
All right. I'm going to make a note on the table so it's there next time.
Yeah, they just make their way around and they catch their first glimpse of him as they're going away. So do I still have, like, is Madness level 1 something I need to keep recorded somewhere? Is that something permanent, or is that
Yes.
just a one time? Okay.
Madness will accrue for various reasons. It can be cured. I think Greater Restoration, once you can do it, can cure it. But it is an escalating effect, and once you get to 3, you suffer a permanent madness, and your score goes back down to 0.
Oh, neat.
I'm sure that won't ever come back up again.
I'm not worried about it.
Oh, and everybody is level 4.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh, man.
hey, there we go. Only slightly below average.
I wonder how many parties don't run away from the Demogorgon.
I have heard of one that stood and fight and had a TPK.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not, right? They're like pretty high level CR, right? I've never had one in a campaign before, but I imagine
Guess
I
a number,
imagine they
Brian.
are.
All right, so here's its melee weapon attack. It's a
Take a
26.
guess at what? Okay, way to take all the fun out of it.
Okay, guess the damage.
Oh,
God.
I was making
72.
guess this challenge rating.
Oh, guess its challenge rating. I was saying the attack roll was 26.
Oh,
I rolled a tentacle attack and did 39 bludgeoning.
Yeah. Holy shit.
wow, you rolled garbage to try and hit with. If you only got a 26 on a like CR 25 creature.
It's plus 17 to attack. Yeah, I rolled garbage.
Plus 17. Jesus. Well then.
Well, fun plan, but I gotta head out and get to sleep.
Yep, and as
Okay.
far as I know, next game should be okay.
Oh, let me roll HPs. Fuck.
Okay.
That's pretty bad, yo.
Yep.
Alright, let me end the stream.